love that. Frankincense, the gift that reveals the fact that this will be a high, holy person, a priestess or a priest. Perfect. Yeah. So we're going to sing "Let My Heart Reflect Thy Light, Lord," which I think it's a Sufi song, chant. It's all about doing the spiritual practice to polish the mirror of your heart so that you can share more of God's light. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. Hu ala la hu ala la hu ala la hu. Hu ala la hu ala la hu ala la hu. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. Hu ala la hu ala la hu ala la hu. Hu ala la hu ala la hu ala la hu.
Oh, and so now just settle in at depth, allowing your breathing to slow and deepen and relaxing, your physical form, settling into this holy moment, allowing your mind to still, to be filled with the peace that passes all understanding. Allowing your heart to soften and open with unconditional love that fills even the most shadowed corners and radiates out into the world. And at a level of soul, we open to recognize the blessings of the soul journey that we are on, and the presence of grace within all around us, the presence of the divine in infinite forms, reminding us we truly are one in love and light with all of life. As you settle in, receive the gift of this new year and of Epiphany, the beautiful message of Psalm 67, as done by Nan C. Merrill. Let these words inspire and empower you in this season of new beginnings. The Beloved is gracious to us, a loving presence within us. The Radiant One shines in us. Oh, that love's way would be lived throughout the earth, love's abiding power embraced by all the nations. May the people ever rejoice in you, singing songs of appreciation for all that you, O Beloved, freely give to us. Let the nations listen and heed. We are all called to live with integrity and justice. For you, O Blessed Counselor, will guide every nation on earth as the leaders and people open their hearts and respond. Abandoning ourselves into the heart of love, we need not worry or fret. For love's grace abides wherever we are. In love, let us make our home. And so with the presence of love and light within us and all around us, we feel love's grace, and in love we willingly settle in and make our home. So in this place of peace and grace, love and light, I invite you now to pour forth all of the prayers that are yours this day. Allow yourself to willingly and consciously become that light in the world, the voice, the presence of God, of love, and of peace. Silently or aloud, however you are so guided, let us now, as one in spirit and one in heart, share and uplift all of our prayers together as one. Unite with these prayers all of those entrusted to the High Watch prayer chaplains. We unite our prayers with all of those who pray for peace all around the world, whatever their political persuasion, whatever their country of origin, whatever spiritual path they follow. We unite as one heart for peace, for justice, for compassion, for grace, dancing between us with new light and power. We also hold in special prayer this day our beloved Rhonda as she recovers from some GI challenges and prepares for an upcoming eye surgery. We see that surgery is miraculously restoring not only her vision, but her balance, and renewing and rededicating her to her path of spirit. And we also hold our beloved Jan Stein, who is going to be having surgery on her back in this coming week. We see you, Jan, being renewed, restored, and rededicated to the path of service that you have always held with such love and grace. We see every hand that touches you during this surgery this week being the very hands of the divine, bringing healing and health and wholeness and grace. We send forth love and blessings to all this day who are open to receive our love. We send it forth as a great radiant light to meet each right where they are, exactly as they are, as our beloved companions in spirit on this soul journey we share. And so gather yourself, your life this coming week up with all that it will hold. And hear this blessing from John Philip Newell's Praying with the Earth, a prayer book for peace. Let this be an inspiration for this new year and for the upcoming Epiphany. Light within all light, soul behind our souls. At the breaking of this new year, at the coming of Epiphany, We wait and watch your light within the morning light, your soul within the human soul, your presence beckoning to us from the heart of life in this dawning of this new threshold. Let us know fresh shinings in our soul. Let the growing colors of new beginnings all around us reflect the first lights of our hearts. Great star of the morning, inner flame of the universe, let us be a color in this new dawning. Let us unite in service to the divine. Oh, for this time, we are so blessed. And we go forth renewed, restored, and rededicated, each and every one of us, to the path of peace, to the path of the Christ, to the path of being heaven and earth united as one in and through and as us. For this we are so grateful. Om, amen, and blessed be.
Pam, would you like the chant again?
Yes, let's seal it with a chant.
I'll get you the lyrics. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. Ooh, ala, ala, ooh, ala, ala, ooh, ala, ala, ooh. Ooh, ala, ala, ooh, ala, ala, ooh, ala, ala, ooh. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. Let my heart reflect thy light, Lord, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. Ooh, ala, ala, ooh, ala, ala, ooh, ala, ala, ooh. Ooh, ala, ala, ooh, ala, ala, ooh, ala, ala, ooh.
And
Pam,
now
just
we
turn to
begin
you.
the Burning Bowl and Vision Quest part of this service. David will take us through the Burning Bowl ceremony, and then I'll do the Vision Quest ceremony. David.
Thank you, Reverend Pam. So for this, you will need a little piece of paper. So if you don't have one, now's a good time to go scramble and find one. And while you're scrambling, you need a pencil or a pen. And before we write anything on the paper, the one thing you need to know is Spirit already knows what's on your mind. So we don't have to go into long explanations why you want to release whatever it is you want to release. Spirit's got that figured out. So a quick phrase, a word, a kind of a stream of consciousness is what we're going to place on this paper. The other thing is that Hypatia Hasbrouck, in her book Positive Prayer, talks about the Burning Bowl service at the end of the book, and she says the best way to do it is just close your eyes and write on the paper. If you write over the top of something, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But the whole idea is to allow your spirit to bring forth what it is that you are to release. So, with that backdrop, here we go. So in New Thought, we talk about the power of thought, and that our thoughts create our reality and they manifest out in the real world. So what we think about, what we have in our inside of us, through consciously or unconsciously, manifests itself out here in the physical plane. So, and essentially the world is like a backdrop for a painting, and we paint our story as we go through life. When you were a kid, you painted one kind of a story, and then you kind of messed with the colors again as you became an adult, and you still mess with those colors. You still are painting your story. Some of that is not a very pretty part of the painting. Part of that we carry with us perhaps from childhood that says, I'm not good enough, I'm not spiritual enough, I'm not whatever enough, or I can't do this, I can't do that. So all of those filters still live inside of us, and we filter our whole look at the world through a lot of our past experiences and our attitudes, beliefs, assumptions that we've made or people have made for us as we were growing up. It's why as a white person it's hard to see white privilege, because it's so ingrained, the ability that we have to be ahead just because of the color of our skin. We don't see it. It's just kind of part of the world we live in, and so that just continues on. And that's part of what's going on with right now in our society, is that we need to break that chain, so that the privilege belongs to all of us. We're all privileged. We're all privileged as a child of the divine. So it should make no difference regardless of color of skin or our upbringing and all those kinds of things. But talk to a person that is of color, or talk to a person that has lived in poverty and trying to break out of that cycle. It's not really easy, because the picture of their painting of how the world operates is different than the picture that I've created for myself on how my world operates. And society, and you take it, can go clear out to the very ends of the whole world. So the whole thing is, what are those things that I have within me that keep me from stepping forward to doing what it is that I would like to accomplish? Some of them are based on our ego. Some of them are based on what people have told us. Some of them are based on some actions we may have taken that were very hurtful to others or to ourselves, experiences that we've had. And all of those tend to filter our glasses, so to speak. So we're not seeing with a clear lens. We're seeing with a filtered lens. So we never know how those things all work up. And a lot of times, they'll be sitting in our subconscious. Consciously, I may say, here I am, I've got this covered. And subconsciously, I'm going, no, you don't have that covered at all. And so it's cleansing both the inside that we don't see and the outside that we do see. But the important part about the whole thing is we can change that. We can change those assumptions, those attitudes, and those beliefs. We need to do that consciously, and then bring them into our subconscious and our unconscious, so that as we move forward, our lenses are cleared up a little bit, reframed. And we got a lot of help with that. We are part of the divine, and the divine has all the power necessary to change those things within us, through us. And so it's just simply a matter of us getting clear, getting clear with our intention within. And when we release, really think about releasing. And oftentimes, we release something, and then about 4 days later, something comes up, and we pick up that bag again. We carry it around with us for the next year until we go around to do a release. So it's kind of like a 12-step program. First we got to give it up to some power greater than us in God. And we use our free will to do that. So, the problem is we got our free will to pick that thing back up and carry it in our backpack. So we need to not only do it once, but continue to reframe our thinking as we go through. And eventually, as I say, if you're going to quit smoking or create a new habit or something like that, 30 days. 30 days out, doing the same thing over and over again, you finally implant it into your subconscious that, hey, I'm shifting this. So I invite you not only to use today as a chance to kind of wipe the slate clean and get clear about that, but also in the next 30 days, pray on that. Pray that changes and see what happens. Step 2, we need to forgive. We need to release and forgive. And forgive is really give forth. We want to give away the power that whatever it is holding on us. We want to give that away, get rid of it. I don't have I have a bunch of examples, but just think of that if I was hurt in the past, why is that still with me today? Because I still give it power. I still have that, whatever happened back there, I'm still holding that and giving it a power and authority to outpicture on my world. So we need to forgive that, forgive myself, and forgive whatever that circumstance was, so that we don't have that power. And once it's gone with this power, it's gone. It's just, it was an event, correct? It's not going to go away. That happened, but the power that we give it is what we're going to forgive. And 3 is to really take it seriously. We need to know that we have the universe conspiring to help us out. We have the divine working in, through, and as us to help us out. And we need to get our mind and our heart aligned so that whatever that's holding back can be released. So in a moment, I'll take you through a short meditation. And it's a time to really let your heart speak to what it is that you think's been holding you back. What does your heart tell you? We got a lot of stuff going on in our mind, but what are those judgments, assumptions, those attitudes, beliefs that don't serve anymore, that just don't work? I am not, as Myrtle Fillmore says, I am not a sick person. I may have tuberculosis, but as a child of God, I am a whole, complete person. And she cured herself from tuberculosis because I am healthy, whole, and complete. And she said it over and over and over again until she grokked it, so to speak. Mind, body, spirit all came together and said, yeah. And that's what we're really called forth to do, to break those, especially some of those really tough chains that are binding us. So following the meditation, then we will spend some time for you to write down whatever came up for you. I certainly would invite you to close your eyes and write on that piece of paper if you choose to do that. If not, a quick phrase, and then fold it up and don't look at it anymore. You don't need to spend time on this part of it, because this part, we don't want to pick that baggage back up. We want to leave those rocks on the ground and lighten up our load, so to speak. So, Lisa, let's see how we're going to do this thing. Maybe let's go through your chant first, and then I'll walk through the meditation following that. Would that work all right with you?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that then.
Although I will say, since the words are I release and I let go, if you want
Perfect.
to flip it. Okay, I'll start. And there's a little intro here. This is a song by Ricky Byers. It's fairly well known in Unity and Center for Spiritual Living. There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling to make it through another day. You have got to let it go, let it all go. This is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free, free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Simon, can you get me on? Okay, I invite you to take that in. I release and I let go. And close your eyes and we'll go through a quick little meditation here. For me, I just breathe in, God is, and I breathe out, I am. God is, and I am. God is, and I am. I invite the presence of Spirit to be here right now. Feel the energy, the peace, the harmony, the quiet. God, I ask, what is it that no longer serves me? What holds me back for the good that I am seeking? What of my past conditions still has a grip on me? What anger, what resentments, what perceptions or judgments am I holding on to? What persistent thoughts? What thoughts about not being worthy enough, or good enough, or talented enough, or smart enough, or, that no longer serve me? What would I undo if I could? We thank you, God, for your presence in our life and for this opportunity to release and let go. So as we step back into the present moment, we pick up our pencil and our paper and we will write. And we will fully release and freely release We'll let these go, these thoughts, these assumptions, these conditions. We will let go and trust. Trust in you, trust in the universe, trust in ourselves. And then we will let the flame of desire transform and release. We'll signify that with our burning in the candle. So I invite you now to step back into this moment. We'll take the next 2 or 3, 4, 5 minutes to write down those things that have bubbled forth. And I'll have Lisa to play just a song without the words in the background as we write down our releases. And Lisa, could we sing the chorus? Could you sing the chorus back again on that?
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free, free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Now, I'm going to turn it over to Reverend Pam as we take the next step in this process.
And this is the part that is the Vision Quest part, where you do a self-addressed envelope so that you can bring it into us, and then we'll mail it to you. Whenever during the year I get the guidance that the time has come, and then within the card you write a note to yourself of your intentions, your vision for the year. And I think it's important to remember that this is a dual service every year. The Burning Bowl is the first portion and the Vision Quest is the second. Because whenever you create a void by releasing, you create this space of potential. And unless you're clear and begin to fill it with something else that you are choosing and intending, the old just will fall right back into it. As David said the next thing you know, you're back on the same track again. So it is using this new opening, this new possibility, this space, not only in physicality, but in time and in spirit, to create that which you not only vision, but are willing to focus on to such a degree, body, mind, heart, and soul, that you get to manifest it and see it happen and realize the power and the support of spirit to help you do what you've been sent to do, not only for the growth of your own soul, but to bless one and all. I've always loved this passage from Patterns of Self-Unfoldment. The use of denial and affirmation in positive thinking is not turning away from reality. It is rather the activity of seeing beyond false appearances to a higher perception of reality. And so the release and the embrace is letting go of false outer appearances and seeing your life in our shared world from a higher perspective that embraces heaven and earth. This is the time of year where we talk about New Year's resolutions. And I would invite you to rethink that, because resolutions are based on physical world conditions, changing circumstances, and they all have to do with willpower, which is why normally by the end of January, unless you've really been blessed and focused, whatever it was your resolution was has not only not manifested, it's probably been forgotten, because it was attached to this outer world with all of the changing things, and you felt like you had to do it alone. By my own willpower, I'm going to do this. So it's ego-based. Intention, however, comes from within, and it's a multi-dimensional soul consciousness that says, this is where I put my life focus and my life energy. Intention is connected to spirit, to divine ideas, to new possibilities. It's marked by movement from the invisible into the visible world, in, through, and as you, which is how things really are created. They begin within and then manifest outwards. Mary Manon Morrissey says, the universe can only do for you what it can do through you. And so it's your being willing at every level of being, body, mind, heart, and soul, to vision. That's why doing a really powerful visioning, where, as Greg Braden said, rather than praying for rain, which is praying that rain's going to happen at some point, you pray rain, where you get centered and you smell that smell where the air changes and you know rain's coming, and where you feel it moving towards you and you experience it physically. You vision it with your mind, you welcome it with your heart, and your soul settles into a new possibility. It's that experience that includes spirit and body in this power of imagination, of the liminal made manifest, that the shift really takes place. I love the fact that as this new year, the soul's slow ripening, it begins with the practice of threshold. And this moment is a threshold for you. You've released what has been, and you're now at this moment of visioning that which you will step into this coming year for the betterment of yourself and others and our world. And I'd like to just read this first little paragraph on thresholds, because I think it will help you realize the power, not only of this moment, but of each moment of choice that will come in this coming year, where you can remember what your vision and intention is, because we have thresholds every day. Thresholds were important to the ancient Irish monks whose wisdom guides us on this path. Thresholds are the space between. I love that. The space between when we move from one time to another, as in the threshold of dawn to day or dusk till dark, one space to another, as in times of inner or outer journeying or pilgrimage, and one awareness to another in times when our old structures start to fall away and we begin to build something new. The Celts described thresholds as thin times or places where heaven and earth are closer together and the veil between worlds is thin. You are in one of those moments right now. So this is a moment to settle into prayer, into a deepening awareness that this is a moment of shift and possibility, a place between that which was and that which is yet to be. It's a place to fully enter into what comes next with a sense of reverence and awakening to the new gifts that will come, not only with Epiphany, but with each day of this coming year. And so I invite you now to prepare to enter into a time of meditation. I'm going to have Simon do the beautiful song that he's selected, Love, Serve, and Remember. And as he sings, begin to settle in. And then he'll shift from singing to just music. And when he does just the music, take the time not only to write down your intention, but to experience it. Feel it at every level of being, because you will give birth to the energy of this new vision, and you will welcome everything that is needed on the path in the coming year to meet you on that journey, to support you. So as we now prepare to sing that which we vision for ourselves, our lives, and our world, remember the words of George Eliot. It's one of my favorite inspirations, particularly in thresholds and portals. It is never too late to be what you might have been. And now our chant.
Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? To love, serve, and remember. To love, serve, and remember. Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? To love, serve, and remember. To love, serve, and remember. Why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? To love, serve, and remember. To love, serve, and remember to love.
So take a few more moments to just really let this intention, this vision, as you abide at this portal of new possibilities, bless and embrace this vision. Bless this space between, and know that heaven and earth ever abide within and all around you. And you are invited to be what you might have been and to share all that you are. Feel it. Know it. Embrace it. And give thanks for this threshold of new life, new possibilities, and great grace. And so it is. And so I invite you now to take your release and your embrace, and we're going to consecrate and bless them together. And as I do so, I'm going to add a little more of our frankincense to our candle to bless and consecrate. So just hold these. If you're not complete, please take the time you need this day to do that. And I invite you at some point on Epiphany, on Wednesday the 6th, as you do the Epiphany prayer, to also remember that which you have embraced and created at your heart of hearts this day. Know you are a new being in Christ with each breath, each day. And I believe with all of my heart that there's a threshold that you carry with you every moment of your life, which is that place of the Most High that abides at the core of your being. Prayer is a threshold that lets you release whatever it is time to release and embrace whatever it is time to embrace. And so take these releases and embraces and bless them. Bless all that has come before that has brought you to this moment. Bless this moment full of possibility at the threshold of a new year. And bless all that is yet to be with an open heart that has a sense of reverence for the journey of your soul, and as a spirit that is willing to awaken the gifts for you to receive and give in this coming year. And so, having blessed this release and this embrace, trust your own guidance as to whether to place it upon your altar, and at the right moment, burn the release and hold to heart the embrace. Or if you are so guided, bring them or mail them to Unity that will gather them here. I will do a sacred ritual here at the altar and burn all of the releases that you send in. And all of the embraces, as usual, will be gathered and held in our chapel of light, being prayed for every day and praying without ceasing over. So you know you walk through this not alone. You have the support you need And so, with a heart filled with gratitude, open your eyes and be willing to behold the divine in yourself, in your life, in others, and in our shared world. So now, Simon will sing our song of dedication. Let this bless you, bless this process this day, and all of the possibilities that it has lit the way for.
Thank you, Pam. Beautiful. Yeah, I got this special song for us. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I feel I've lost my way, when I go inside to quiet my mind, I hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.